it's the building inside, kind of where I came from, how I grew up, the things I listened to, and it's kind of like I kind of attribute those things on the album to certain people that inspired me. Whatever falls out of the universe, you know, and to me that's more natural. Instead of pursuing somebody for a certain thing, it's more natural for me to work within the moment and what's happening and what the concept is, and all that kind of dictates. It's kind of like working on a song and uh, people figuring that all songs come from the same place, and you know you put the same sounds on every song, and you know it doesn't really work like that. It's like my approach to certain songs is, what am I trying to portray in the song? What sound am I kind of going for in the song? Because it might not be like the last song or the other album, or you know. So everything is kind of different, you know. This cast of people are kind of different. These are the ones that kind of came in without pockets of resistance that kind of fit what I was kind of, you know, the message, you know, and what I was trying to get out, you know. And these people represent voices, real voices of their era, that's still legit now, you know. And I wanted voices that people still had trust and had faith in, you know, in which you get in Dr. West and Reverend Al Sharpton, Samuel L. Jackson, you know, Chuck D, you know, Snoop Dogg. All these people are relevant to their era and their music and whatever they're doing, even if it wasn't music. Samuel L. in the movie thing, he's just, you know, he's just this voice that he got, you know, and the coolness that he brings across with it, you know. I think it's like any age can hear it, you know. It's like those are the kind of voices that I wanted to have on this record. I didn't want this record to be all about me. I wanted it to be about what inspired me, you know, and what gave me inspiration, what motivated me to get started and to continue a career and want to be in a musical environment, you know. So I wanted to leave a blueprint, like, this is what happened in my life. This is who inspired me, you know, and I want to pay tribute back to the ones that helped guide me through it. Touring is not fun like it used to be, because it's about a whole. It's not about so much the music anymore. It's people are all out for just money, you know, and what they can get out of it. You know, so it's a different thing, you know. It used to be where, you know, it's like, you know, it was about the fun we had just going touring, and you know, you had all these different motivations, the women, the drugs, sex. I mean, you know, all of it, you know. So it's different now, you know. You know, I'm kind of beyond those kind of motivations now. So it's all about delivering the goods, you know, delivering all of the stuff that I've learned, all of the stuff that I've taken in, giving it back to the people. And in return, when you give up some funk, you get some funk, you know. You know, and it's completely reversed now. You know, it's kind of like, throw your hands up, you know, throw your hands up for me. Okay, we'll throw our hands up, but first you got to do something, you know. So that's, you know, it's a different concept now. So I want to get back to getting down first. You know, let me get down, and then if you feel like you want to applaud, then that's on you, you know. But I got to get down first, you know, and that's what I want to put back into the entertainment and musical part of it. You know, you have to know that you have to get down. You know, you had a lot of funk going on when I was coming up. I mean, that was the thing. You know, it's like if you couldn't, you know, if you couldn't funk, you wasn't. You know, I mean, that was the thing. And now it's like I kind of think rap has kind of taken that place as far as street music, and coming from the street, it's that whole attitude thing, and it's kind of overshadowed that form of funk. Plus, um, musically, it kind of went away. It's not as present as it was then. You only got a few of us out here that's still funking. So it's kind of formed and in between, and then you don't get funk on the radio. So people are not geared towards funk. So it's a different time. But at the same time, that don't make me want to give up on the funk. As a matter of fact, it's kind of fuel for me. It kind of makes me want to do it even that much more. When I'm working on a project, I don't really want to be influenced by anything else. So that way I get a true connection with the universe and what it's telling me to do. And I've always kind of been like that. It was always more about what is the universe telling me to do, and I get influenced kind of easy if I'm just like anybody else. If you keep listening to certain things, you kind of get influenced by that. And I know better. I know that I have to stay away from things when I'm really working on something. And working on the album, I didn't want no other kind of influences. I wanted what the universe had to say, and I think that's what I got. I would guess I would have to say that I kind of put things in other people's hands that I just felt like they know what to do. Take like Dr. West. All I did was gave him a concept. We're making smartphones now, and people still making dumb decisions. I said, that's free dumb. And he said, yeah. I said, well, I want you to, that's the concept. Write the lyrics to that. And he took that, and he didn't write nothing down. He said, turn the tape on. And he didn't want to go in the vocal booth. He wanted to stay right there with me while I recorded, and he stood right up there, pressed record, roll tape. He got into his thing, he started dancing, he undid his tie, it got funky, and it was like, wow, this is awesome. To actually see him get loose, that was pretty amazing. That was pretty amazing. And for him to come off the top of his head, and it reminded me of how we used to go in, and just record. Nothing wrote down, just record. But we've gotten so used to like the little tape recorders and things, of writing notes and doing stuff like that your memory loses its memory, if that makes sense. You forget how to memorize stuff. And he was so fluent with it. Not only him, Samuel Jackson did the same thing. Reverend Al Sharpton, same thing. Didn't write nothing down. I was like, wow. So it was kind of like a wake-up call for me. And going back in the direction that I tried to go back with this album, with the James Brown thing. I tried to get back to where I started, with this album, and then and from there go forward, as opposed to starting where I think I left off and going. I went all the way back to the beginning and went from there, and that process was different for me, because first of all, when I played with James Brown, I played a different way. It was definitely all fingerstyle, because fingerstyle was the end thing. That was the new thing. So all of that stuff was like new to me. Playing straight bass. If you listen to the album, you hear like maybe about 4 or 5 songs of bass that's just straight bass, no effects. That's new for me. So I went back in that direction, grabbed some things that I thought that I used to do that I don't do now. I want this to go on the album, and so each song was kind of done like that. I let the song kind of tell me what else do you need me to do, and we kind of developed the songs like that. Oh, I would say a good 2 years. A good 2 years. Now take like a song like Don't Take My Phone. I actually recorded that for another project album that the record company didn't want it because it was too R&B. It was too old school. It didn't fit that particular record because they were going for a more commercial, more upgrade, like now kind of record. When I was given the opportunity to do a record the way I wanted to do it, that was on this record, Mascot Records. I had to put that song in there because it was the timing was so right. My brother actually wrote, helped write the track, and he played all the guitars. He sung the background. Bobby Womack did the leads. And I just always thought it was a great, uplifting kind of song. Don't take my phone, man. You take my girlfriend. Take my weed. All of that stuff. But don't take my phone, man. And I just thought that was just such a great, feel-good song for people. Take anything, but don't take my phone, man. And it was just right on time. And I had no idea that they were going to pick that as a single. I just wanted to get it on the album because I just thought it was just a great song. And then they picked it for a single, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah. So that was just the one song. Then I went back and started listening to make sure that I got, do I have any love songs in here? Do I have any stuff that, like I know that, like the Rather Be With You type songs, and I went back and I said, wow, maybe I need a couple of those kind of songs. And, we got a couple of those kind of songs. And then it was like, do I have anything in here that appeals to people that have lost somebody that they really love, somebody that they really care? Am I saying anything about that, in this record? And I had to just keep going back and looking at what I had to find out what I didn't have, so I could make sure I got it in there. So it was kind of it was a beautiful process, and it took a while, but at the same time, I am so pleased, I'm so glad that it just took all this time. Now I feel like it's like, I got it, I got it done, I got the blueprint down, and it's so hard to capture. I don't know if like, doing a live record is one thing, and then doing a studio record is a totally different, because you have to, in the studio, you have to recreate where you at. You have to act. You have to be an actor, to actually, how you going to cut a Christmas record in July? You know what I'm saying? And I actually had to do that, so you have to put yourself in those places, you're in the front of the Chevy with your girl, and then the next thing you're in the back seat, which is, and you have to put yourself in there. What am I saying? What am I doing? What am I talking about? What am I playing? What does it sound like? So all of those things go into that song, so you don't really look at the whole album as a whole. You look at, well, the way I look at it is each song, and then at the end of the day, you look at what you got, it's like, wow, is it all there? Am I saying what I want to say? And if you're not, then you go back and start, refining. And that's what we did with this whole process.